Hey everybody, I'm Matt Jones, and I am one of those guys who has burned the boats. You know, when we were listening to Tony and Dean talk and they said about going all in, that's something that honestly I'd done before that event. But a while back I made that decision that this is what I want my life to be about, that I want to create content and post it online, be able to monetize that and be able to create an existence for myself, and then do coaching, consulting, some other things like that. So over time, I worked towards being able to do that. Now, I didn't just walk away from a full-time job all at one time. I slowly backed off of that job while I was ramping up my part-time income from doing these kind of things, so that when I took that leap, I wasn't jumping off a 30-story building. I was just jumping off about a 3-foot wall, if that makes sense. So you kind of work your things that way. I have a chance to work with a lot of entrepreneurs, and it's the same advice I give them. When you're starting a side hustle, it's a different thing than if you're just jumping in and doing it all at once. Now, the challenge with that is that there's a lot of stress that goes along with it, because you're still trying to manage all the different aspects of your life and trying to keep the right level of energy up and keep attention on the things that need to have attention put on them. Life doesn't stop while you start a business. You have to do all that at the same time. So what I want to do is just share a lesson that I learned in this whole process. As I was working a full-time job and beginning to think in terms of being able to just help people out, you know, in a full-time way, you know, how did that transition happen? And one of the key questions that I learned how to ask myself in all this is, what is my next best step? What is my next best step? You see, when we're trying to pursue a dream or a passion, a lot of times we can see all the different things go along with it, and it's just all this information coming to us. And if you've gone through Project Next or the Own Your Future Challenge, or you came into the Knowledge Brokers, wherever you came into this whole program, you had a ton of information dumped. I've got a notebook full of stuff from all the different seminars and trainings and everything I've been through. You go through all that and you see everything that needs to happen there, but really there's only one question you need to ask yourself no matter what stage you're at, and that is, what is my next best step? Because if you're in the process of creating content, then you need to kind of finish creating content. If you're ready to shoot content, you need to figure out what your next best step is to be able to shoot that content. If your next step is figuring out how to market it, right? So instead of being focused on all of the things that have to happen, you simply need to focus on what is my next best step. And the next best step is the thing that's going to be moving you forward in the direction towards your goals becoming reality. So for me today, it was working with an admin that's helping me out, and us finalizing some content for a particular campaign we're doing in order to drive traffic to my website in order to sell the courses. And I could be focused on a ton of things, but today that's what it needed to be. It was going back and forth and reviewing things, seeing how they looked when they got sent out, and ultimately deciding to pull that trigger. That was my next best step for today, was getting that complete and getting that particular campaign launched. Now, I did spend some time working on a few other things when I needed to kind of get away from that, but that was my next best step. So that's what you need to ask yourself today. What is your next best step? Is it finding someone to hold you accountable and encourage you? Is it creating content? Is it filming your content? Is it actually putting your content out there? And the other thing is that the enemy of getting things done is perfect, right? And that idea that we want to have everything perfect to where we're not going to be embarrassed. The other thing I did recently, and I'm going to share this just very, very quickly, I went back through the archives of some videos, because I've been doing some of this online stuff for a little while. And some stuff that I did at the beginning that I thought was really, really good, I'm really embarrassed to see it now. Like I look at that and I think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I put that out there. But the reality was that was the best I could do at that time, and I did the best I could do. And I'm sure the time's going to come that I'm going to look back at this and go, oh, I can't believe I did that I didn't have this lighting or this sound, or I did that, whatever. That's just kind of how it goes. And if we wait until we try and have it all perfect, we're never going to get anything done. So all you need to ask yourself today is, what is your next best step? Ask yourself, what is my next best step? And then take that step. So I'm Matt Jones. I'm glad you're here, and I hope this helps.